everyone, welcome back to Real Life Alpha. So topic for this video will be why dating is hard nowadays. Now just before we go into, don't forget to smash like and to sub if you haven't so. Thank you. Now carrying on, in this video I'm going to discuss the topic of the hardship of dating in today's modern society. This is not such a simple question to answer since there are very different variables involved in this equation. So this will be a red pill commentary to a video posted on theatlantic.com, which I have posted in the description. So one of these variables I have thought of is, one of them is the inability to have simple social interactions. It is very hard to do something as simple as talking to a stranger, telling them just a simple good morning, or politely start up a conversation with them. Most people nowadays, they seem really out of reach with headsets on their heads all the time, looking at their smartphones, and just being overall somewhat, if they say they're connected, but they just seem more disconnected to the real world. And this has exponentially escalated since now we have, some social distancing guidelines in place as a consequence to the current pandemic. Also need to acknowledge that most men have absolutely zero game and they're completely clueless on what to do and what to say to a woman. And I also want to add up the fact that in the real world, if a woman gets approached, she's very likely to have her defenses high up because she, is concerned about what's going on, which ends up making it very hard to establish a rapport or a connection with her. Now, following that one would be a fear of rejection. And I think this is the one that hits even harder men than women. The thing is that vast majority of men have a lot of demons inside of their minds, telling them that women find them undesirable and they're a complete waste of flesh. Out of the box, these men are placing themselves out of the dating market. As well as getting socially humiliated by a woman is one of a man's greatest fears. And adding on to that, as if the exclusion would not be enough, now we need to add on the fact that you could potentially get criminally prosecuted if you fail your attempt to approach. And the problem resides that the definition of harassment is now so broad and unclear, thanks to feminism, that nobody knows what exactly is. Everyone has a different definition for these terms. And hence why you hear sometimes women complaining about men not making the first move or getting boring dates and conversations. Now another one I thought of is the convenience of dating apps. These things have been around for quite a long time, and with a lot of their features, they just make it easier and easier to potentially find a mate. And they become the primary source, or for a lot of people, the only source of finding someone. I've already done a video about them and why you should stay away from those things. And the thing is, about these dating apps, sitting behind your profile in hopes for a match is much more safe and less hassle than actually having an active social life. The fear of rejection is also greatly reduced, though that these highly addictive swiping games can still lead a man to depression. We also need to understand that the adoption of these platforms were so seamless since our generation was taught by our parents not to talk to strangers when we were younger, and now this reflects on our adult lives. Another variable I would like to talk about is the delay of relationships that is promoted by society and the corporate world. So many women want to be career oriented and they go through their younger years doing so, and they're not looking for a serious relationship in the meantime. We already see marriage rates at all times low, and also the age where people get married has exponentially gone up. So as you have realized, now the corporate world wants to grow by any means necessary, even if it means to destroy long-term relationships between people. And the thing is, these relationships are the foundation of humanity. If couples don't happen, if they don't pair bond, children don't appear out of thin air, and families cease to exist, which leads to a massive cut in population numbers. So guys, these were my main variables for me to explain why dating is so hard nowadays. Now, if I missed anything, or if you want to add a small detail or anything else, feel free to comment. So once again, this is Real Life Alpha. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Cheers.